It's the Blues Rock Show with Pete Francis and Willie Witten.
Jeff Beck and Johnny Depp recently announced that they're teaming up to release a new album called 18 on July 15th. Now, they met back in 2016 and they started the process of this album in 2019. So it's taken them 3 years to get to this point. Willie, are you looking forward to a Jeff Beck, Johnny Depp album?
Pete, without being too critical, I'm looking forward to a Jeff Beck and fill in your blank album. We've spoken about this at length. I consider Beck to be among the greatest of all time. I could make a stake for him in the top 5. I certainly include him in my top 10. So that's my opinion. I have to get that out in the open. Having said that, I don't think there's anything wrong with Johnny Depp. He's a good musician in his own right. I'm not taking that away from him. But personally, I'm not really interested so much in the Depp aspect. I'm interested in the Beck aspect. And I think anyone who is listening for the sake of the music sort of feels that way too, mostly. I think there's some intrigue to see maybe how well can Johnny Depp hang with Jeff Beck. I'm sure Jeff Beck, being who he is, will bring some things in just to help level the playing field and not blow him out of the water, as he would just about anyone. So it's nothing against Johnny. I don't know, Pete. I can take it or leave it. I'll certainly listen to it. I'm sure there'll be some good cuts. I'd ask you, started in 2016, the friendship, they get going in 2019. Mr. Depp has been in the news, Pete, recently. Do you find this to be coincidental, or do you think there's a bit more to the timing?
Well, I mean, if you look at the timing for Johnny Depp, this is like perfect timing because he just wins his trial. And obviously his life recently, if you've been paying any attention to the news, has been a total circus. And so the media attention on him has been enormous over the past couple months. And now he wins his trial. And shortly after that, they announced that this album is coming out on July 15th. I think it's great timing for Johnny Depp and Jeff Beck as well, because both of them get to capitalize on all this publicity that has surrounded Johnny Depp. And because he's been in the news so much, probably even more people are going to hear about this album than they would have otherwise. I mean, obviously, having a big-time celebrity like Johnny Depp and a legendary artist like Jeff Beck, this album was already going to get some nice attention. But with all the publicity surrounding Johnny Depp lately, now it's going to get a ton of attention. And I think...
Do you think this was done on purpose, though? That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I mean, this album has been in the works for a long time. As we mentioned, they had already released a single, Isolation. I think that was back in 2020, like pretty early into the pandemic. And so that may have played a factor as well for them kind of pushing things down the road a little bit. I don't think you would want to release an album if you're Johnny Depp, like while that trial is going on. So, I mean, I think it just makes sense to release it now. Obviously, from a marketing standpoint, I think you want to capitalize on all that publicity. And I think for Johnny Depp, it's like a great pivot that he can go from that to releasing an album now. And clearly, if you've been reading what people are saying, most people seem to have taken Johnny Depp's side with what happened. So you have that going for you too. The fact that a lot of people were rooting for Johnny Depp and now he's got this album out and it's like, oh, Johnny Depp has an album coming out now. Like, that's so cool, you know? So like, I think that benefits both of them tremendously. And having listened to the new music video, I was actually pleasantly surprised, Willie. I think it was better than I was expecting.
Yeah, I'm sort of giving it right in here. I'm certainly giving it a thumb up. I can't quite lift the second thumb to the full 2. But so, yeah, I agree with you. Better than expecting. I don't envision people 15 years on to be listening to it, but no, it's a good song. No complaints. I'm not trying to be too big of a cynic. I guess I'd ask you this, and I'm putting you on the spot again. If the trial, and this is now just not for Johnny Depp, but I think Jeff Beck has different people in rock and roll have different reputations. I think Jeff Beck's reputation has been more or less unsullied for a very lengthy career. Does this album get released on the 15th, or is it pushed back farther, perhaps fall or Christmas time, or even into next year, if the court result was more favorable to Amber Heard and not so much for Johnny Depp? Do you think they would have pulled back and said, now this is a bad time to do this?
Probably. Yeah. I don't think they probably would have released it if Johnny Depp had lost the trial, not like released it in July. I think it would have been definitely probably pushed down the road for sure. So like I said, I think the timing works out really well for both of them. And, it's going to be really good for Jeff Beck too. So I think, this is kind of a win-win for Johnny Depp and Jeff Beck. But what do you guys think? Let us know down in the comments section below. Are you looking forward to a Jeff Beck, Johnny Depp album? Are you going to buy this one? Let us know down in the comments.